Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and thanks for tuning in to another battle in Total War Attila. It's been quite some time since we've had a vanilla Attila battle on the channel, so I thought I would bring one out to you guys for today. And this one is actually sent in by James the Great, and it features both James the Great and Max Lazer, who are longtime supporters of the channel, so you guys are in for a treat. It's actually a 3v2 land battle, so will they be able to prevail against overwhelming numbers? Let's find out. The first army we have on the battlefield today is the Ostrogoths, commanded by James the Great, and it's so bizarre to see the vanilla unit models on the battlefield, but this is where my channel was born, on the Attila battlefield, and James the Great and Max Lazer, who are both present in this battle, they have supplied me with a number of excellent replays that were really instrumental in getting my channel off the ground, so I can't thank them enough for all of the support that they've given me over the past 2 years. But let's go ahead and take a look at James the Great's forces here. Right in the front lines, he's brought some of the elite Ostrogothic pikemen. One of the only pike units in the game that also have shields, so they've got pretty good armor-piercing damage, but they've also got excellent armor and pretty solid missile block. He also has some of the Germanic Spearmasters on the flanks, and if you're wondering why the game is paused, it's because it literally starts right away, and we have 5 enemy armies to take a look at. Or 5 armies, I should say. Not all of them are enemied. But we do have 6 units of the Thracian Oathsworn here. Very expensive units, but very solid units nonetheless. And of course, we've got the really good Noble Gothic Lancers here. Tier 2 Shock Cavalry. Very solid and also pretty cost-effective. So he has 6 units of them, it looks like. Or how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 units. So it's probably 6 cav. And plus the general would be 7. We've got the Royal Seons here. So this is the general's bodyguard. And as I said, we have another Spearmaster unit on the flank. And that pretty much rounds out James the Great's forces. So let's go ahead and take a look at his ally. The second army on the battlefield today, and also allied to James the Great's Ostrogoths, is the Himyar, commanded by Max Lazer. So a very bizarre alliance between the Ostrogoths and Himyar, but the Himyar are a solid faction if used correctly. You can see the front lines, he has 4 units of the Baltz's Defenders, and they have triple gold chevron upgrades. Right behind that, he has 3 units of the Zealot Sicarius, I hope is how you pronounce it. On his flanks, he has a couple of the skirmisher units, the Ruma Warriors, 1 on either flank, totaling 2. And for his cavalry, or his camels, I should say, he's brought 6 units of the Almacus Lancers. Very solid units, and I think the camels also scare the cavalry, so in a cavalry engagement, the camels actually might do all right. And right behind that, of course, we do have the Athar's Chosen. Tier 3, very solid unit. They're light infantry, so they can move quickly. You can see they don't wear much armor, but their armor-piercing damage is insane, and that pretty much rounds out the Himyar forces. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other team. The first opposing army on the battlefield today is the Eastern Roman Empire, commanded by Wary Warrior 3254, and he's got a good, solid line of Legio in the front here with triple gold chevron upgrades. I believe he has 6 units of them. Then he has 5 units of Elite Ballistariae with triple gold chevrons as well. He has 2 units of Hatariae Guard, which we've seen James the Great using them very effectively in previous replays of mine. And for his cavalry, he's brought 5 units of Clibanarii and 1 unit of Cataphractory. So very solid cavalry force for the Eastern Roman Empire as well. And his general is a Palatina Guard unit, which is mixed in with the other armies. So I'm not going to show him to you just yet. We'll take a look at them in the other army comps. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. The next opposing army on the battlefield today is the White Huns, commanded by Desert Beast, and he's gone full infantry and elephant spam. He's got a lot of the steppe spearmen in the front lines, followed closely behind by the Zionite spears, so I believe he has 4 of each. Then he also has the Guardians of the Hindu Kush, 5 units of them. His general is right here, the Kindred of the Sun. Love the Crescent Moon shields as well, very, very cool. And then he has, how many units does he have? Let me just make sure. 4 units of the Indian elephants. So clearly there were no rules to limit the Indian elephants on the battlefield. But I'm excited to see them play out in today's battle. So that is it for the White Huns. So let's go ahead and take a look at the final opposing army, and then we'll get the battle started. The final opposing army on the battlefield today is the Alans, commanded by Mitterpack 1, and Mitterpack 1 has actually been featured quite often on my channel as well, so it's nice to see that he is part of this battle. But he is playing as the Alans, one of my favorite factions in Total War Attila. He's got a few units of the Alani swordsmen in the front lines, but he's gone very cavalry heavy with, I believe, 8 units of Salmatian cataphracts. Let me just double check that. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he's got 6. My apologies. And then he also has his general over here, the Alani general. And then he's got 12 units of elite Agatharsi warriors. So this must have been a very high money battle if he was able to afford all of those elite Agatharsi warriors. Very, very powerful units and could go toe-to-toe with the elite Oathsworn. But that is finally all the army comps, guys, so let's get this battle started. Alright guys, welcome to the battlefield, and it's so nice to see the Eastern Roman Empire cavalry back on the battlefield on this channel. You can see all of the Clibanarii and the Cataphractory moving very wide on the flank here, but James the Great and Max Lazer are just content to hold where they are and kind of gauge and see where the enemy armies are going to be forming up. Now keep in mind guys, this is a 3 versus 2, so this is going to be very difficult. 5,952 enemies to 3,720 allies. And it looks like the Ostrogoths are going to tighten their formation here, and poor James, he's going to have to contend with all 4 units of Indian War elephants on this side. So that is going to be pretty intense. He is moving his units of cavalry, his noble Gothic lancers, wide on the flanks. And then, basically in Attila, it's good just to hold your front line as strong as possible and have all of your cavalry on the flanks to combat the enemy cavalry. And you can see the Eastern Roman Empire has all of his cavalry on the flanks, again mirroring the moves of the Almaka's Lancers. But it looks like Max is kind of pulling into a bizarre triangle formation. I'm trying to see what's going on here. This is a little bit of a risk, though. You can see that the enemies are divided into 2 separate armies. And it looks like the Eastern Roman Empire might actually be all on his own over here, whereas the Huns and the Alans are kind of tag-teaming this side. But this is a very interesting formation. Yeah, it's kind of like a little arrowhead formation here, but we've got all of the cavalry over on this side. We've also got some of the Athar's Chosen, which are moving in tandem with the cavalry, the Almaka's Lancers. But if I was the Eastern Roman Empire, I would stall over here. I think Max has a plan. I'm not exactly sure what it is yet, but there's only 7 minutes in this battle. That's the other thing that's so nice about Attila battles, is they're always like blitzkrieg battles. They're so short. Just gets done as quickly as possible. And you have to utilize slow motion quite a bit in Attila battles, because if not, you will literally miss half of the battle. You'll be focusing on this cavalry engagement here, and you'll completely miss the elephants charging in on the other side. But the elephants are being held back in reserve, which is good, and it does look like the White Huns the Alans are sending some reinforcements over to this side. So that's good that they're kind of working together as a team. But I'm slowly noticing that this formation is moving very heavily over to this flank, whereas they're kind of being surrounded. I don't know if I like this formation very much. We do have the elite Ostrogothic pikemen in the front lines, though. They should be more than capable to hold back these steppe spearmen. The steppe spearmen are pretty garbage. The cyanide spears are a little better because they do have a ranged weapon, and I think they have a little bit better of stats. But yeah, we are getting some range Pilas being thrown by the elite Agatharsi warriors. We've also got the elephants moving over here, but well done using fire ammunition against these elephants. That is the way to take them down. And here we go, perfect positioning by the elite Ostrogothic pikemen, very close to the spears. A little bit too close though, but we do have the Oathsworn pushing in, and look at the slaughter which is beginning against these Zionite spears. We have an absolutely massive battle line that has formed, and I'm wanting to see some of the cavalry over here and where it's going in. We've got more of the spearmen challenging the Oathsworn here. The Oathsworn will definitely win that engagement. We've got some more Oathsworn challenging the cavalry on this flank. Now, where is James's cavalry? It is getting absolutely annihilated by the Zionite spears on this side. Where are the elephants? The elephants haven't moved in yet, which is good, and we do have Max Lazer over here challenging the Eastern Roman Empire as well as the Salmatian heavy cavalry and the Salmatian cataphracts. But this battle is just all over the place. I'm going to put this on slow motion because, yeah, there's only 5 minutes left in this battle already. So it looks like one of the units of Clivinari is surrounded, which is good, and some pretty heavy damage taken by the Eastern Roman Empire. Over here, things are looking all right for the allies. Yeah, a lot of the Zionite spears starting to waver. We've got some of the noble Gothic lancers forming up. Nice charge into the depleted Salmatian heavy cataphracts here. And if they can get a charge onto the elite Agatharsi warriors, that will see them off the battlefield for sure. If the general dies too, that's going to be another boon for the allies. But yes, now we've got the elephants storming through behind enemy lines. We've got the Almaka's lancers moving in to try and stay that charge and defend the skirmishers. The skirmishers should be able to tear down the elephants if they get the chance to. But elephants are just such a beast in Total War Attila. We've seen the damage in previous replays in Attila that elephants can do. But yeah, it looks like actually that the Belta's defenders are actually holding pretty well against the Salmatian cataphracts and the Eastern Roman cavalry. Yeah, they're kind of spread thin over on this side, and it looks like they're winning on both the flanks. I'm just not sure about the middle yet. Thankfully, though, focusing those Indian elephants with the flaming arrows and also tying them down with the camels has caused a lot of them to fall to their deaths. Let's go ahead and put it back onto play. Oh yes, the elephant's getting wrecked over here. Let's see how things are going here. Some pretty good charges from the Salmatian heavy cataphracts. We've got the elite Agatharsi warriors challenging the camels in melee as well. We've got some of the fire arrows from the enemy Balistarii coming down on the Almaka's lancers as well. Good charges from them, wrapping up some of the Bayar's Chosen, I believe. Yeah, the Baltsa's defenders, sorry. And yep, huge charge over here as well. Or the Salmatian Cataphrat Lancers going in against the Almaka's Lancers. But yeah, look how terribly they're faring against the camels. Over here as well, they're wrapping up this section of the battlefield, and the balance of power slipping pretty heavily towards the center. We've got 1,600 for the allies and 2,400 for the enemies. And wow, James the Great absolutely trouncing this right flank here, and now he's going to be able to swing around. It's basically Max Lazer is just holding for as long as possible, allowing James the Great to form up his elite Ostrogothic forces. But can he hold for long is the question. We've got some of the elite Germanic archers caught in melee against the Legio. They are getting slaughtered over here. And Max Lazer, he does have his general here fighting a lot of the Legio in melee. Very risky, but again, Max Lazer has taken quite a bit of damage, so if he does enough damage to the Eastern Roman Empire on this flank, then hopefully James the Great will be able to just secure victory. How are we looking over on this side here? It's pretty even, I would say. Here comes another charge. Nice, very good there. Hitting some of the lightly armored Alani infantry. The Almaka's Lancers just fighting from camelback. This would actually be terrifying. Like, horses are one thing, they're very large, but I don't know if I'd want to be fighting a camel. They are nasty. There we go, some good fighting there from Athar's Chosen. Oh no, and I believe that is Max Lazer's general has been slain, but the balance of power is even now. We've got 1,000 versus 1,500, and here we go, some good charges from the noble Germanic horsemen, just penetrating right between this unit of Salmatian Cataphrat Lancers. That was a really good charge, and now a lot of the skirmishers, the elite Balistarii, are out in the open. Atari Guard, though, with 187 kills. Very well done there. However, the Thracian Oathsworn with 315 closing the gap. And while all of these units are still trying to wrap up Max Lazer, looks like James the Great is just slowly defeating one unit at a time here. We've got this unit of Legio, which is wavering. They're completely surrounded. Let's actually zoom into this fight here. You can see a lot of the Alani warriors fighting alongside the Eastern Roman Empire, but they are being overpowered by the Gothic Lancers. And I'm sure we will have some of the Thracian Oathsworn moving in very shortly as well to support. But I'm so impressed with them neutralizing those elephants so quickly. Those elephants did like no damage. Of course, we'll see for sure at the end results screen, but in 9 minutes, they managed to turn an overwhelming defeat into a sure victory. Absolutely disgusting. These guys are so good at Total War Attila. They've been playing a lot of Rome 2 lately as well, but I was thinking about, for old time's sakes, maybe trying to get a Total War Attila battle planned. So if that's something you guys would like to see, I would like to maybe play a couple of Total War Attila battles with them once again. But here we go. We've got the Thracian Oswarn moving in against these Balistari. The Balistari are completely out of their element now, and they will be cut down. Oh my goodness. Huge charges there from, I believe that is the Gothic general as well. Just the final nail in the coffin for the Eastern Roman Empire. And what is actually left on this battlefield? Barely anything. We've got 20 seconds left, and we've got some of the Legio holding over here. 7 remaining, 4 remaining. And is that it? That is it. And pretty healthy numbers here for James the Great as well. Max Lazer definitely taking the brunt of that. But let's take a look at the end results here. So fielding 1,700 and 1,900, so basically they had 2,000 more on this side than on this side. Looking at Max Lazer, he was definitely the sacrificial lamb, but look at the kills on these Almaka's Lancers. Huge kills, this one getting 344. The Athar's Chosen, some of them doing quite well. We've also got the Balza's Defenders, which are doing pretty solidly. Looking at James the Great's forces general, really heavy lifting there, 211 kills. And of course, the Thracian Oswarn, I'd be disappointed if any of them got less than 200 kills. A lot of them getting 300s, upwards of almost 400 kills. And the noble Gothic Lancers doing really well holding that flank. Looking at the Alans here, really low kills for most of the Alan units. Unfortunately, some of the elite Agatharsi warriors got 209 kills. But the Salmatian Cataphat Lancers there didn't do as well as the noble Germanic, or sorry, the noble Gothic Lancers, 222 and 108, 197. And, I mean, some of them did get over 100 kills, which is good, but I think they really needed to hold on, or, apologies, was it the, I think it was the White Hun cavalry that was on that flank. Or no, it was Mitterpack. He actually had some of the cavalry on the Eastern Roman Empire side and some on the White Hun side. That's what got me confused. But either way, I mean, these Salmatian Cataphat Lancers are pretty expensive, so I would expect them to get more kills. So that is unfortunate. Looking at the Elite Balistari, that's pretty low kills for them as well. A lot of money sunk into them for the triple gold chevrons as well, and they really just didn't perform. The Hetaria Guards, I mean, they both got, upwards of 200 kills, close to, but they should have gotten more, and the Clibinari, barely any kills there, so I think the Almaka's Lancers just ruffle-stomped them. Looking at the White Huns there, look at this! There's no kills on the Indian Elephants. So I wonder if the Camels have some kind of debuff that they... Well, like the Elephants have a debuff if they're fighting the Camels, because we saw the Camels charging in, and then they were just focused down with fire arrows until they were completely annihilated. So that's a lot of money wasted there as well. And most of the other units, as I said, these Steppe Spearmen are pretty trash. The Zionite Spears did a little bit better. The Guardians of the Hindu Kush did okay, but just not enough kills overall to challenge the might of the Himyar and the Ostrogoths. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this quick battle. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one.